Most of you are used to me telling stories or portraying historical characters for Chautauqua, but I did some thinking about our theme. The Wilma Dykeman Legacy theme for this year's party is Bearing Witness, the Arts and the Call to Justice. And I thought about Andrea Clarke, an Asheville artist we lost last fall. Who better to represent arts engagement with social justice? Bearing Witness invites us to see this world through the artist's eyes, and Andrea did just that. She used the art of photography to let us see what she saw, and thereby helped us to see the world differently. Your age, your race, your gender didn't matter. She had a clear understanding of the humanity we share and how we need to hold each other accountable. Andrea was more than a list of her accomplishments, and I wanted to learn more about who she was. This year's theme gave me the opportunity, and yes, indeed, she was an artist, and life, as well as her photography, was her art. Born and raised in Cambridge, Massachusetts, Andrea had moved many times in her life, but like many of us, she found her home here in Asheville in 1968. I met Andrea about 10 years later out at Jamie and Elspie Clarke's home in Fairview, Hickory Nut Gap Farm. It was at one of their potluck square dance events, and Andrea and I had lots to talk about. I hail from Philadelphia, and Andrea knew many of my friends from Philadelphia because they vacationed at Martha's Vineyard up in Massachusetts, and Andrea had lived there. She had been a street theater even artist in New Orleans, and I was a theater artist as well. Andrea was a woman of vision, and I like people who see beyond the obvious. But as much as we enjoyed each other, I stopped visiting her as my life grew busier with family and my performing art, storytelling, spoken word. Well, when she died last year, I realized that someone I cared about was gone from my life. She always attended my performances whenever she could, even though we weren't seeing each other on a regular basis. Well, I was eager to go to her memorial service. I wanted to say goodbye and to learn more about her. You always learn so much about people at their memorial services, family even. And it was there that I found out about the many lives she had touched, and that is certainly part of her legacy. Andrea moved to Asheville to take care of her father. She found a rich and vital Black community here that she loved. At the memorial service, person after person after person got up to share what Andrea had brought to their lives. Andrea listened and shared stories and made them laugh. Sometimes she gave them thoughtful gifts and personal insights. Each of the people who spoke, young and old, white and Black, male and female, had stories to share about the woman who cared for them and loved them deeply. I also learned that Andrea was not perfect. Her behavior was unpredictable. Her humor, which she had in abundance, was sometimes a little mean-spirited. Working with her could be a bit challenging. She would often jump from topic to topic. Her ability to draw you into engaging conversations could mean that you would wander off task and end up not getting much of anything done. All the while, you were having great fun. Andrea clearly made space for people in her life, sending the encouraging message that it is important that you are here. You have innate value and are deserving of the good things in life. You belong. Documenting the East End community before urban renewal with what she saw through her camera is a lasting legacy to her love for our Black communities. Establishing the James Vester Miller Walking Trail was another gift her art brought to us. Her grandfather, James Vester Miller, was a Mason during the early years of Asheville's golden age, and he made a fortune because he was good at his art. But who knew? Andrea found many buildings Vester Miller had built standing and in use today. She provided a way for us to see and appreciate them. Vester Miller's contributions were not common knowledge here in Asheville. And with the help of several organizations and friends, Andrea set out to change that, and she did. Both the walking trail and the collection of her East End photographs ring true to her driving passion for the importance of knowing our history, especially local history. Andrea and Wilma have that in common. Her list of accomplishments is long, but accomplishments are not the only part of the legacy left by people like Wilma Dykeman and Andrea Clarke. These artists have given us their vision of the world. The products of their artistry, their writings and photography, sprang from their love for this region and its people. Their work was not for themselves, but for us. Let's remember that as we honor them. So happy birthday, Wilma Dykeman, and a fond farewell to Andrea Clarke. You are not forgotten. Let us continue their work, uphold their vision, in the hope of leaving a legacy of our own. And I would like to ask the members of the board of the Wilma Dykeman Legacy to stand in hopes that we continue their work.